welcome to TransMissions Alt Mode, where we talk all news, comics, and media related to the Transformers. On this episode, we have an amazing announcement from the podcast. We also have solicits for the second issue of Skybound's Transformers comic, a bunch of TFcon Orlando guest announcements, and news about a Transformers project from the director of Blue Beetle. Today is Friday, September 1st, 2023, and this is episode 353 of TransMissions Alt Mode.
Welcome to TransMissions Alt Mode, the podcast that knows one thing Transformers fans love is new and different. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going? Let's talk Transformers.
As always, we start off the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to help us out and support the show. We really appreciate it, and it's why we can keep this show going for so long. If you'd like to become a Donatron, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support. That's where you can sign up, either on, as I said, either on PayPal or Patreon. So lots of options there.
I prefer Patreon.
Yes.
It makes connecting to Discord and everything so much easier.
Yes. And of course, you get lots of perks and bonuses for being a Donatron. You can watch us record the show live. You can get access to some bonus content. Like, we like big bots. And there's other merchandise, other perks as well. But yeah, let's talk about some of that bonus content. We Like Big Bots is our bonus show done by Daryl and Dr. Pants. And you can get all 10 episodes of that available on our Patreon page. They're all YouTube videos you can watch whenever you want. And there will be more being recorded this fall, so look forward to that. It's been a long hiatus, but Dr. Pants has gotten his room back, and Daryl will eventually not be working anymore, so he'll be back.
Not be working on
remotely.
The road.
Remotely, yeah.
Hopefully he continues to be working.
Yes, that's true. Yes. So he'll be back at some point to record some new big bots and record the regular show too, because we haven't had him for a while. But we are looking forward to getting Daryl back. And yeah, then you'll get more We Like Big Bots episodes for your listening pleasure and watching pleasure. And that's all for the Donatrons. So check that out. We've also got our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust. So you can listen to the early uncut bonus versions of the episodes a week early, and then you can listen to the regular versions on the free site and the free feed that's at transmissionspodcast.com/rust. And this week we had episode 108, which was Screamer Sees the Stars. And next week will be episode 109, the early version. So if you are a Donatron, you'll get to listen to episode 109 immediately next Monday. That'll be out on our Patreon page. You can get access to it there. But if you're not a Donatron, you just got to wait another week for the next episode. That will be the season finale of Empire of Rust. So the end of season 2, and you can check out that. And we'll be telling you what's coming next for Empire of Rust. So check that out, and make sure you continue to listen and let Mike know what you think of the show. They puts a lot of work into that, and hope you are all enjoying it. So it's as this show goes up, it's September, so we've got a new month and a new ToyHax code. That code should be on the screen. I do not know it yet as we're recording this, but you should see it on the screen. And you can use that code for 15% off at ToyHax.com. So thank you to the generous folks at ToyHax.com. This helps us, helps out the show, helps you getting a discount, and helps out ToyHax with getting some extra business. So please use our code at ToyHax.com and enjoy that 15% off. All right, well, let's get into the media news. We'll start off with comics news. Okay, comics news this week. We've got solicits for Skybound's Transformers comics for November. So we had, the Transformers #1 is debuting in October of 2023. Now we've got solicits coming for November. So of course, Transformers #2 is right there, and then we're continuing Void Rivals. Void Rivals is issue #6 in November. So you can go to the link on TFW 2005 for some details. I don't want to spoil anything for the descriptions, but you can check that out and get a little tidbit of what's coming for the next issue of Transformers. So enjoy that. Next, the website Things from Another World, that is a big comic seller. They have one exclusive cover for Transformers #1, and this is by artist Frederic Pham Chuong. So they have an exclusive cover, retailer exclusive cover, limited to 1,000 copies. They're selling it for $14.99 on their website. So you can check that out at TFAW.com. And I think I have a feeling there's going to be lots of exclusive Transformers covers by different stores. So I don't know. I wouldn't advise trying to collect a Shelton for
especially because there's like a 1 in 50 and a 1 in 100.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you can check that out, and we'll keep you abreast of other exclusives as they get announced. All right. Now we have a bit of announcement. So, we're continuing the Transmissions 10-year celebration. We've got, we're doing lots of special things this year to enjoy our 10 years of being a podcast. And we've got an announcement that you should have already heard about it or seen it. I think we put it up as this recording goes out. It should already be up on YouTube, so you should be able to see it. But if you're only listening to the podcast, you don't watch YouTube, any of our YouTube videos, we wanted to put it here in the show so you'd get that information as well. So we're gonna splice it in here, and you can hear exactly what's happening with Transmissions and what we're doing. So take it away. Hey, everybody. It's a special update from your Transmissions podcast. We've been celebrating our 10-year anniversary. It's exciting time for us. We got Daryl back finally, only for a little while.
Yeah. Voices are inspired.
He has to go away again soon, so we only got him for a tiny bit of time. But this is a big announcement, so we needed him here. We needed the OG crew here.
I got 5 minutes for you. Let's go.
So yeah, we're trying to continue the hype around our 10th anniversary, and wouldn't you know it, the year of our 10th anniversary, there's a new Transformers comic done by a new publisher, and they're putting out a new #1. So Transformers #1 coming out this October. It's exciting. And being the only podcast ever to commission a Transformers comic, there you go. To all our #1, we commissioned that special, exclusive cover. We decided we're going to do it again.
What?
Bam!
So we are insane.
We are.
We got more money to burn, so we're gonna.
Well, no, we don't. But
I do want to say this would not be possible without all of our donatrons. You guys are the ones who have allowed us to keep going and allowed us to have the funds to actually finance this, because it's not cheap to commission a special cover, and Image is a little bit more expensive than IDW, just a tiny bit. But they were great. Image was gracious enough to work with us.
Yeah.
I mean, we are not a traditional comics retailer, so it's we had to jump through a little bit of hoops to get this going, but we did it, and we are commissioning a special Transformers #1 cover. And as an added bonus, the artist is the only IDW artist doing a special cover for this new Skybound Transformers #1. So I think that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm happy that we were able to get this one.
It's pretty sweet.
So let's not beat around the bush anymore. Let's show off the cover. And the artist is EJ Sue, the OG original artist on the IDW Transformers, doing a cover for Transformers #1.
He started IDW stuff, and then he was like around towards the end, and he's got this one too. And this looks fantastic.
But wait, there's more.
Oh,
Because we haven't had EJ Sue on the podcast before. He's never been on the show, and he's going to be on the show for just interviewing with us. We're going to talk to him about it. Talk to him, of course, about his time at IDW, and we'll probably ask him about working on this cover. So I think that's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
another check on the bucket list.
Yeah.
So yeah, so if you are looking forward to Transformers #1, it's coming out in comic shops in October 4th. Hey, might be interested in an exclusive cover from your old friends at Transmissions. And you can pick that up at our website, transmissionspodcast.com. We're going to have a storefront up pretty soon, so you can actually order it. We're trying to get it ready to order ahead of time, so you can put in orders before the comic drops, and then we'll be able to ship it out to you. So just look for that. We'll announce that later, but the price will be $15 per book. So our exclusive covers, these are limited. So these are limited to a very limited quantity. That's all we can afford.
Right.
So check these out. Check out our website, and we'll.
And initially, it's just going to be U.S. and Canada only in terms of where we can sell to. Shipping outside, even shipping to Canada, as Daryl knows, it's really expensive.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So we're not gonna try to have everything going wrong trying to ship to the UK or other countries. And I mean, we love our UK listeners, but
we'll figure something out later for our UK listeners.
Yeah, we'll try to do.
The one thing that we should talk about here is, for this specific exclusive cover, since it is a Transmissions cover, we have a really special deal for our Donatreons, don't we, guys?
Yes.
What do you want to talk about the special deal for our Donatreons?
Yes. So if you are currently a Donatreon as of the end of August, this video is going up. You're seeing this. It's we're putting this up standalone and as part of alt mode number 353. So if you are currently a Donatron in good standing with Transmissions, you are getting this cover.
Any level.
At any level. At any level on the Patreon, or if you are doing it through PayPal. There are still a couple of guys on PayPal. We appreciate you too. So if you are currently a Transmissions Donatron, you are getting this comic for free as a thank you for all your support, for the years and years of support you've given us. We appreciate you, and we're sending you this comic for free. So make sure we have your mailing address on the Patreon so we can ship this out to you. We will definitely check through and make sure we get one out to everyone. Yeah. And just thank you all so much for continuing to support the podcast. We really appreciate it. And so and down the line, we'll talk about how if this might get folded up into tiers later on. But for right now, this is only for the Donatrons who are currently subscribed to the Patreon and to PayPal. And so, because we appreciate you guys stuck with us through thick and thin. So thank you for that. And this is our thank you to you.
Yeah. Now, we've talked about the artist. We've talked about the company that's doing it and working with them. We haven't actually said anything about, because we're doing this on video and YouTube and stuff. We still got a lot of audio listeners though. We haven't described what's on the cover yet. I mean, I've been gone a long time. You guys may have progressed the podcast a lot so that people don't need to know what's being told to them. But I think we got a few listeners out there that are are pretty heavy fans of the character that's on the cover here, eh?
Maybe.
That's true.
Maybe
That's
just a
true.
little.
Well, Daryl, why don't you reveal it? You've been off the podcast for a while, so let her rip. Tell us who it is.
I don't even know if I can remember how to podcast at this point. It's been a while, but this cover is beautifully drawn by EJ Sue, and it features a lone character knelt down on the ground. This character is he's it's Starscream. I was gonna try and figure out a funny way to say it, but it's Starscream. It's so it's beautifully drawn, like I said, by EJ Sue, and there's a great this like dystopian looking background, some destruction going on behind him, but Starscream is kind of knelt down, and you can it looks great. So very cool image. And for those of you who are humongous Starscream fans, because we know there's a few of you, here's another book for you that you can pick up or get for free if you're a Donatreon, and add to your Starscream collection.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's the big announcement. Of course, this is not all that we're doing for our 10th anniversary. There's more stuff to come. We'll reveal that all in time. But this is a big thing. This is exciting for us. I mean, we never thought we'd be able to commission a single Transformers comic, let alone two. I mean, maybe there's a TransMissions comic shop in the future. I don't know, TransMissions merchandise.
Maybe in a few years when you retire.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we're excited. Hope you guys are excited. Check it out, and we'll as soon as we have the store open on our website, we'll point you all there, and then you can order the comic. And look forward to that coming in October. So we are all excited. We haven't actually read the comic yet, so we're excited too. So we're looking forward to it in a little over a month. So.
Yeah, that little preview that we've recently received is making me really excited. The art looks good. It looks like an interesting story.
There was a preview in a previous issue. Nobody's mentioned that before. I figured did you not?
You've been out. You've been busy.
I'm kidding. You've nonstop talking about this preview.
The hype. It's good.
You are hyping it, and it's very good. I've seen it. I've seen the images, and it looks fantastic. So I'm pretty excited about it too.
Yep. All right, everyone. Well, keep listening, keep watching Transmissions, and thanks again to all our Donatrons for supporting us, and for everyone listening. And we hope you are as excited as we are for new Transformers comics, and we're looking forward to it. And yeah, check out our exclusive Transformers #1 cover with cover art by EJ Sue, the original IDW Transformers artist. All right. Well, that was an exciting announcement, but now let's move on and jump into media news.
All right. In media news, we have from the Happy Kids Weibo account, images of an upcoming live event in China called Transformers Battle for the Spark. And this is a live stage show with Transformers. And I mean, the costuming looks great. Can't fault from there. I see there's Windblade. I'm just wondering how they're going to handle the transforming part of things. But, it'll be really interesting. It looks like, there's like neon and stuff. I can't wait to see like actual video of the show, even if I have no idea what's going on because of the language. But I mean, for like stage show costumes, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I'm surprised at how good these costumes look.
Much better than the Halloween costumes we talked about in the show on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's true.
Next up, we have an officially licensed art print from Chris Thornley. This is from the More Art Gallery on their Instagram. They're continuing their line of officially licensed Transformer stuff. And this shows most of your season 1 Autobots with Hot Rod included as well. And it's kind of reminiscent of in the animation in the intro where you see everything go to kind of a line art grid thing, and you got Cybertron behind them. And I don't know, it's a really interesting piece. I like it. This is going to be 36 inches by 24 inches, 8 color screen print. There's a hollow foil edition that's limited to 100. There's a white stock edition that's limited to 45. And if you're a subscriber to their newsletter, you can get free mini print for the first 50 orders. So yeah, this will be, this has been available since August 15th. And looking forward to seeing more from this. I mean, this art's really good. Next up, we have remastered official movie posters from the Transformers movie, and this is by Vice Press. And these are also 36 by 24 and A2 size. And this is art that is restored by Matt Ferguson. And that's a familiar name if you are into this, like collecting these art prints, because I believe it was Matt Ferguson that did that 86 movie print that I have on my wall that's like Rodimus pulling the Matrix with like scenes from the movie all around. But this is the classic movie prints. I think the one on the left is kind of like the one that most US theaters had, where it's like a scene, just kind of scenes from the movie, and it has like the credits and stuff. But I think the one on the right is from the Japanese. I know it's from the Japanese video release. I don't know if it was also in theaters and stuff, but it's one with like Hot Rod or Rodimus holding up the Matrix, and you have Unicron both in planet mode and his severed head above it. A bit of a spoiler right there. But this is really cool. Apparently Matt Ferguson is co-founder of Vice Press. And this is also in collaboration with More Art Gallery, and it was released on the 24th of August. And let's see. So the original, the blue one on the left is the UK quad poster, and then the right one was the Japanese theatrical poster. And so they have been restored, and they're both available now as of August 24th. And I'll say, okay. And the quad art one is going to be approximately $55 US, and the Japanese art is approximately $40 US, and limited edition of 2,000 for the Japanese and 200 of the UK quad art. So pretty cool. I'm really excited to see these. I would love to have the Japanese print. And finally, we have news from Hasbro, as they have divested themselves of E1, but they kept certain properties in house, and they are now launching a new division called Hasbro Entertainment that is going to unify their film, television, animation, and digital media businesses. This is Oliver Dumont is going to serve as president, and Zev Foreman and Gabriel Morano are the head of film and head of television, respectively. So they are coming over from E1 to Hasbro. So like this is just more of that process. But they're all like more focused now just on their in-house properties. Foreman has worked on production, including Dungeons and Dragons and Rise of the Beast. Morano was co-head of scripted development for E1, also worked on Dungeons and Dragons. And they have currently over 24 projects based on their IP, like Dungeons and Dragons, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Nerf, Play-Doh, Magic the Gathering, Peppa Pig, and My Little Pony. So hopefully, being more focused and divested of E1, they'll be able to put out some cool stuff. I don't think this really affects. Well, I think they've said in the past it's not really going to affect Transformers One, as it's already in production. But this is just new stuff going forward. So I'm guessing Earthspark is going to fall under this, and we'll see what happens in the future. Really need them to do a BotBot season 2.
Yeah, BotBots have disappeared. I mean, we don't. They're not in stores. They're not anywhere.
I mean,
What's going on there?
If they lined up the toy releases with the show release, but I mean, every time I mention it to someone where talking about Transformers cartoons, I'm like, you have a young kid in this perfect demographic. Watch this show. And by the way, this is Transformers. And they have never heard of it.
All right. A few more media news stories. First up, we've got Takara, Tomy, putting More Than Meets the Eye, the original G1 episodes on their YouTube channel. So these are the original Japanese dubs of the first 3 episodes of the G1 Transformers cartoon. So you can take a look at what the Japanese audience got with the Transformers. I believe the full translation of the title in Japan is "Fight Super Robot Lifeform Transformers." So it's something gets lost in the translation, but I think it makes more sense in Japanese. But yeah, I mean, you can see if you're curious what the Japanese voices sound like in the original cartoon, you can check this out. And I believe the same voice actor who does Optimus Prime in these original cartoons is still voicing the character in all the Japanese dubs today. I think similar to how Peter Cullen continues to voice Optimus Prime for us. But I think the Japanese voice actor, he does everything, not just the movies. He does all the new shows and everything. They keep that same voice actor, so that's interesting. But yeah, you can check out if you got bored of watching the G1 series in English or in your native language, you can watch it in Japanese now. So next up, we've got a new addition to the Sunbow Marvel Archive. They put up the original draft of the script for Transformers the movie, written by Ron Friedman. So you remember last year they had at TF Nation, they had a discussion about what was contained in the original script. They had a panel talking about it. Now you've got the full script on the Sunbow Marvel Archive, so you can take a look and read it yourself, read through it, and see what that original script was like. I believe this is the one that has the train that like turns into a giant snake, the Autobot train. You've got some of the names of characters that were changed from the final version. Very interesting.
But some things didn't change, like everything on this page here, from Kranix going, the ships, get to the ships, it's our only chance, all the way through the Ironhide having his circuit sizzle. So interesting to see what stayed in from the very earliest draft.
Yeah. And some concept art included with the script from Floro Derry. So that's always cool to see his concept art.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's definitely a neat addition. Getting this, I really wish we could somehow get the that script that Flint Dilley did, the Secret of Cybertron script. I mean,
yeah, it's lost to time right now.
Yeah. It's on it. It was on a on a floppy disk somewhere in his house. Probably the bits have rotted away at this point.
I mean, if you can find the disc, there are people that can restore it, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Yeah. All right, and our last media news story is an interesting one. So we've got some information on a potential new Transformers movie project that will be spun off. This is from the Blue Beetle director. So Blue Beetle movie just came out a couple of weeks ago, and the director Angel Manuel Soto says that he actually pitched a story to Paramount for a new Transformers movie, and apparently they at the time he pitched it, they couldn't fit it in their schedule, but they said they liked the pitch, they were going to let him do it. So he's in, I guess, just getting started, but of course now we're in the writers and actors strike, so don't imagine this idea is going to get off the ground anytime soon, maybe in a few years. Hopefully the strike will be resolved soon, and by resolved I mean studios pay the actors and writers what they deserve.
I mean,
But
the government has ruled, or a court has ruled, that AI works cannot be copyrighted because they weren't created by a human. So hopefully that helps the writers.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so Angel Manuel Soto just has a quote. He says, it's gonna be different. So he says he pitched a whatever different means. We don't really know. He didn't really go into details, but it's gonna be a different idea. Apparently not really in line with the new, I guess, universe that is being started by what the Rise of the Beast movie started off. That's leading in one direction, but we've got Transformers 1 as a prequel coming next year. So this project looks to be something different and distinct from those projects. So, I'm curious. Of course, I made a little joke in the beginning with the intro about, unfortunately, sometimes Transformers fans are not the biggest fans of change, but I mean, I think there are definitely ways you can do interesting and new ideas for Transformer series, and that's what keeps the product, and the brand fresh, is infusing it with new ideas. So
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And not every movie has to be connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they can say this, like, figure out some sort of tagline so your connected movies are easily identified, and then you don't have to worry about it. Just make these awesome new ideas.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah, and I just saw Blue Beetle recently, and as a superhero movie, I thought it was pretty standard. I mean, it didn't break a lot of new ground with the how it was structured, the formula, and everything, but it was very emotional. Like the story, and the family that was at the center of the movie was he captured those emotional beats pretty powerfully, which it's that's I was surprised at how emotional I got watching the Blue Beetle movie, which normally these movies there's not a lot new that you've seen in these superhero movies. So this was so I mean, I see that as a good sign that this director knows what he's doing and can put emotional beats into a story, even if the story ideas are maybe formulaic or standard, but maybe it'll be something different. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that I think really we Transformers could use is good emotional story beats and characters that you really identify with. I mean, I think the Bumblebee movie was probably the one that was the most character driven, and I think people would really respond to that. Hopefully, we'll see. That's all our media news. So we will finish up the show with convention news.
All right. We have a bunch of announcements for TFcon Orlando, which is going to be happening in October 20th through 22nd. And the first announcement here is Richard Newman, who is the voice of Rhinox in Beast Wars, Tankor in Beast Machines, and Vector Prime in Cybertron. He's a very nice gentleman. So hopefully you get a chance to talk with him.
And the voice of Jeremy's 40th birthday party.
And the voice of my 40th birthday party. So, he's an awesome guy. And then next up, we have the voice that all of us hear in our head when we need to hear something, narrated. Victor Caroli making his first ever convention appearance. And he does a really good Josh Perez impression when Josh Perez is doing a really good Victor Caroli impression. So Josh Perez does a really good impression, but it'll be awesome seeing him there. He's got some signings and scheduled signings free of charge for weekend pass holders.
Wow.
Thanks to the Chosen Prime. So that's awesome.
Nice.
So if you want to take bets on how many times he's going to be asked to say it is the year 2005. But awesome. I'm hoping he has a good experience and he comes to future conventions because, he is the voice of our childhood in many ways.
Yep. And thanks to my wife for she got me that cameo a couple of years ago for my birthday.
Nice. Yeah,
did a video for me. So and our friend Derek, who does our outro, does a very good Victor Caroli impression as well. So.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Bob Budiansky, who is in many ways, like it says, the creator of Transformers Generation 1, at Marvel specifically, but all the tech specs in G1, all the character descriptions, that was almost entirely him. So he's been many conventions in the past, but it'll be good seeing him there again. If you have never seen his panel, go see his panel. He brings a lot of the documents that he had. Usually they're scans and they're in a PowerPoint, but he has a yellow, legal sized sheet with all of the tech specs as he wrote them out. And it's really, really cool to see.
Yeah, I always think it's so interesting because he kept all that stuff, but at the time, and he talks about how this was really kind of just a job for him. Like he did this over a Thanksgiving weekend, and just it was like he was like the third guy to get this job handed to him, and they were like, just do whatever. And from that weekend and from his mind sprung like every iconic character trait you can think of for those G1 characters. And
it's impressive the amount of thought that went into it for just it's just a licensed job. I mean,
yeah. And then he kept all the notes. That's what amazes me too, is like he kept all the notes for this stuff, and I'm sure he never thought this stuff would be interesting for anyone. And years later, like he can pull this out every time. And yeah, I mean, I think he's gotten asked this several times in several panels, but I want him to publish a book about this stuff and put it out there.
That would be great. Next up, we have the return of Alex Milne, superstar artist on Transformers, More Than Meets the Eye, Rom versus Transformers, which is great. Many other books. And, be great seeing him. I'm sure he'll be happy to head down to Florida in October from Canada. And then finally, the voice of Beast Wars in my head, Gary Chalk, voice of Optimus Primal, and also the voice of Optimus Prime in the Unicron trilogy. He will be there. He's done many other things. I mean, live action stuff in like Stargate SG-1. He was in Arrow for a while. So he's had a great career, and just really great guy to talk to. So if you get a chance to spend some time talking with him, and then hopefully he brings his guitar. Apparently, like I haven't seen that in person, but there are stories of like times at the hotel bar where he just has his guitar and he's just playing. And we do the Christmas songs between him and David Kay every year. So he's a very talented guy.
Okay, and that will take us to the end of this episode of Transmissions Alt Mode. As always, at the end of every episode, we give a shout out to our Masterpiece Donatrions. These are the folks who continue to support the podcast at our highest level on Patreon. So that's why we give them a mention in every episode. So thank you once again to John 4x7 Good and Demon Tech 82. We really appreciate all the things you do for us, and thank you for the continued support. And thank you to everyone out there who keeps watching and listening to Transmissions and Transmissions Alt Mode. Thank you again for hanging out with us, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool Transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our Transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.